Amansa! 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 Amansa!
This is your moment. Don't let it pass. The UK Black Business Entrepreneur Conference 2026. NatWest Conference Centre, Bishopsgate, London, 8th July. Come and hear from world-class speakers and renowned entrepreneurs. If you've been thinking about starting, growing, or taking your business seriously, this is where it happens. Learn how to build and scale globally. Unlock innovation and tech to move faster. Get in the room with people who are actually doing it. No more waiting. No more watching from the sidelines. 70% sold out. The room is filling fast. Secure your seat now. www.thebbec.com. Eventbrite.
We are building a future that is not just sustainable, but truly extraordinary.
Be in the room or hear about it late. This is your moment. Don't let it pass. The UK Black Business Entrepreneur Conference 2026. NatWest Conference Centre, Bishopsgate, London, 8th July. Come and hear from world-class speakers and renowned entrepreneurs. If you've been thinking about starting, growing, or taking your business seriously, this is where it happens. Learn how to build and scale globally. Unlock innovation and tech to move faster. Get in the room with people who are actually doing it. No more waiting. No more watching from the sidelines. 70% sold out. The room is filling fast. Secure your seat now. www.thebbec.com. Eventbrite.
We are building a future that is not just sustainable, but truly extraordinary.
Be in the room or hear about it late. This is your moment. Don't let it pass. The UK Black Business Entrepreneur Conference 2026. NatWest Conference Centre, Bishopsgate, London, 8th July. Come and hear from world-class speakers and renowned entrepreneurs. If you've been thinking about starting, growing, or taking your business seriously, this is where it happens. Learn how to build and scale globally. Unlock innovation and tech to move faster. Get in the room with people who are actually doing it. No more waiting. No more watching from the sidelines. 70% sold out. The room is filling fast. Secure your seat now. www.thebbec.com. Eventbrite.
We are building a future that is not just sustainable, but truly extraordinary.
Be in the room or hear about it late. This is your moment. Don't let it pass. The UK Black Business Entrepreneur Conference 2026. NatWest Conference Centre, Bishopsgate, London.
Kingdom welcome all to the 2026 May 30th Memorial Ceremony in London. Saturday, May 30th at the Parliament Square Gardens from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. May 30th Biafran Heroes and Heroines Remembrance Day is for all lovers of freedom. You are cordially invited to the Requiem Rites and Reflections on Biafra Independence Declaration and her peaceful restoration. Please join us. United Kingdom welcome all to the 2026 May 30th Memorial Ceremony in London. Saturday, May 30th at the Parliament Square Gardens from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. May 30th Biafran Heroes and Heroines Remembrance Day is for all lovers of freedom. You are cordially invited to the Requiem Rites and Reflections on Biafra Independence Declaration and her peaceful restoration. Please join us.
Oh, yes, yes, I'm here. It's a different format today. And going forward, this is review and refresh. It's the Motivator Show, and this is where we translate our words into action. And where success, hey, say again, where success is ours for the taking. So how you feeling, people? How you feeling? And how'd you like the new start time, an hour later than usual? But now that will be our permanent start time. Okay. And today's episode of The Motivator Show will be yet another thrilling, exciting, inspirational experience. And we're going to bring forward our usual interview dialogue with our inspired guest by 1 hour. And the consequence of that is that very soon, in no more than a few minutes, a handful of minutes, we're going to go through to our main dialogue. And I'll tell you more about that in a moment. But before now and then, what I want to do is just to remind you of our inspired guest in our last episode. I want to give praise and respect to the Pan-African Congress of Azania. I want to respect our last inspired guest here on The Motivator Show and appreciate his presence, the information shared. I've received hundreds of responses to that dialogue. You found it both informative, insightful, inspirational, and motivating. I'm grateful for your response. These episodes of The Motivator Show are intended to give light to those issues which are typically not highlighted in the mainstream press, or very rarely mentioned even here on social media. Our responsibility here is to break through the mist. Mhm. Our responsibility is to obtain information which is from the source, not filtered through all these other mediums. So you obtain information from the persons involved. Our last guest, of course, was indeed a freedom fighter for Azania, we call South Africa. He gave up his youth so that that country could have freedom. You and I, he most certainly is not satisfied with the freedom we have at the moment. Because freedom is not freedom if you don't control the land. Freedom is not freedom. It's not freedom if the overwhelming majority of people still feel disenfranchised. Mhm. I want to give praise and respect to the Pan-African Congress of Azania and thank my last guest. And if you didn't watch that particular episode of The Motivator Show, I positively encourage you to do so. Okay, I'll put a link to that episode in the comment section of this episode of The Motivator Show. You'll find it extremely enthusiasm. You'll find it a source of strength, and you will respect my guest for his courage and determination. Praise Jah. Yes, Rastafari. Yes, that's an affirmation of positive thought processes and understanding African history, culture, and tradition, and recognizing the power of our history and culture. Indeed, our very identity. Praise be, praise be. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you again for your many responses. We read each and every one of them, and I know there are quite a few of them, I've got to say. But we appreciate you, we appreciate you, we appreciate you. And if in doubt, I always say, if in doubt, ask questions. What is also important, if I may say so, is this. As we move forward with these episodes of The Motivator Show, we are, of course, creating waves of recognition, waves of raised consciousness, ways that standing still is not an option. Standing still is not an option. Each of us must engage in self-improvement, self-actualization. Yeah. You are the change makers, as King Kabbalah would say, of the Pan-African Congress. That's what he would say. You are the change makers. It's your decision that matters. It's your decisions that matters. But I want to, before I go to the main dialogue, I want to insert this particular issue, which may not appear to be, as it were, in continuity of the subject matter, but it is relevant because it affects half the human population, most certainly half the African population, potentially. I want to do this because women and girls are important to us. Therefore, actions that evidently harm women and girls, this man, like tens of billions of men, will react. And we will not remain silent, no matter what anyone says. Okay? If in doubt, ask questions. Okay? If in doubt, ask questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a short video, and please don't turn off. Please don't close your mind. Don't close your eyes. Watch and learn. Okay? And in doing so, we may together save lives. Naima Ali, FGM Ambassador for Southwark in London, is the founder of Unshackled Duma. Unshackled Duma is a London-based organisation that empowers women and girls, particularly from Black, Asian and world majority community and Muslim communities. The organisation focuses on promoting self-empowerment, autonomy and advocacy with a strong emphasis on combating female genital mutilation, FGM. It raises awareness about FGM's harmful effects and supports survivors and works towards eradicating the practice. Unshackled Duma can be contacted via this email address: unshackleduma followed by digit2 at gmail.com. I repeat, unshackleduma followed by digit2 at gmail.com. Hope you agree. That was indeed an important public message. If you've been affected by FGM, female genital mutilation, okay, and you are indeed a survivor, reach out to her. Reach out to her. This is, of course, a recording, so you can always replay the recording to capture that email address. But I urge you to do so. Women and girls are important to us. They're an integral part of our families. We must do all what we can to protect them from so-called culture and tradition. Culture and tradition that imposing lifetimes of harm is culture and tradition we need to reflect upon and consider. And if you are a woman, if you're a man affected by that method, please reach out to Naima Ali. She is an FGM survivor. Thank you. Thank you again. It's again one of those issues you will not see regularly on the international press or indeed on social media, but here on The Motivator Show, we are fearless. These are important issues. With more than 300 million women affected, it is an important issue. Praise be. Praise be. Now, I promised you, we brought forward our important dialogue. The important dialogue focuses on that great country, indeed, the AES countries, but focuses on Burkina Faso. Mhm. Burkina Faso, its inspired leader is excellently President Ibrahim Traore, has inspired hundreds of millions of African peoples worldwide. A young man totally dedicated to his family, to the people. Total commitment. He's not engaged in self-grandizement or self-enrichment. He remains totally dedicated to the people. And it shows rapid economic growth in Burkina Faso, the highest growth of any African nation. The highest growth of any African nation. Rapid improvement in literacy and numeracy. Rapid improvement in the skills base in the country. We can be immensely proud of our son at 34, 35 years old. Gosh, huh? Can you imagine? Huh. So it is with great pride that I'm able to do another episode which we focus on Burkina Faso, the land, the upright men and women. Yeah, notice I said men and women. I know. Yes. We must be proud of our women. Alongside us, we move forward with intention. And together, we can transform the world. So it's now time for you to hear this truly inspired dialogue with the leader of the High Council of Burkina here in Britain. Mhm. He leads the community. Mhm. He is the official representative for the community here in Britain. Okay. I want you to watch his grace and appreciate him. Okay? Understand why he stands out with such magnificence. Okay? And if you have any doubt about the intentions of some people, ordinary people, who would purport to have no real ambitions, as it were, other for themselves, no real ambitions, but clearly demonstrate an ability, not only simply to impress us, but to astonish themselves, because they don't realize how great they are, how magnificent they are. This young man who I'm interviewing, I say young man, he definitely is a young man to me, has been most impressive. When we prepared the interview, it was quite astonishing. And I was astonished by his modesty. Mhm. But he spoke with a passion for his country. He spoke with a passion for the AES. Yeah? He spoke with real passion. He spoke with passion about what is possible in Africa now that the shackles of enslavement is being totally destroyed. He spoke with passion, compassion for all of his peoples, not just those who he knows. Mhm. Yeah. And I need to say all that to you because often, and I have to say this because it is so true. We don't give young men like this, and indeed many young women, the chance. I'm of the opinion, henceforth, we should. So this dialogue will give you good reasons why we must trust intelligent, empathetic, compassionate young people who have the skills and determination to lead, to give them the opportunity to do so. And they will help us all to break the chains of the past. If in doubt, ask questions. Now watch this inspired dialogue. Discover Burkina Faso, the place of the rising spirit. The calling has gone out. Go to website address Let's Discover Burkina.com. Let's Discover Burkina.com. You are invited to visit on the 22nd of February to the 8th of March 2027. We are a holiday destination. Many investment opportunities. We are family friendly. A great place just to relax. Go to website address Let's Discover Burkina.com. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso.
Yes!
It's the motivator here, and this is where we translate our words into action, and where success is, I say again, success is ours for the taking. Hey people, I've got another inspirational podcast arranged for you today. I've got the land of the upright men and women. Burkina Faso is here in the studio. And this is going to be yet another inspirational podcast. So hold your belt here, sit down, focus, because this will be truly a powerful experience for you and for me. I have in the studio someone who you've all met before, someone who has our highest respect, okay? And that is Wenpanya. And I'm going to ask him, first of all, to introduce himself and his new title. its official title here in the UK. And after that, we're going to have a series of dialogue on issues pertaining to Burkina Faso. Wempanya, how are you, sir? How are you?
Hello, sir. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. Good afternoon,
Hmm.
everyone. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
thank you for having me here again. So I'm so pleased. As you know already, so I am the delegate of the High Council of Burkina Faso in the United Kingdom. So
Hmm.
I am the official representative of the community here. So I work in liaison with the embassy and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So I've been enthroned since Feb 2025, and yes, doing good. Work is fine. So yeah, thank you for having me
Wonderful.
here again. Yeah.
And just to be clear, then, so your role here is to officially represent the government of Burkina Faso. Is that right?
Yes. I'm the official representative of the government. Yeah. So I'm representing the embassy. I'm representing the administration, and then I'm representing the chancellor. So
Hmm.
yes, I'm representing officially. So as you know, we don't have an embassy here. We don't have a representation here, apart from the High Councils of Burkina Faso. So the High Council of
Yes.
Burkina Faso has been put in place. So it's led by myself. I have a suppleant, which is Ramazabda, and then we have a team of 18 people working alongside with to mobilize and take care of the communities, especially the Burkina Faso and widely the AES community.
I understand. Thank you. Thank you. So Burkina Faso and the AES communities, that therefore include both Mali and Niger communities here in Britain.
Yes, it
Oh.
includes, yes, I do represent the Burkina Faso in specific, but widely, yes, I do work for the AES community as well. So meaning that we have activities and we are planning on working hands in hands with the official representative of Niger, the official representative of Mali. So we are trying to bring the communities together and then have common activities and promote the AES, the spirit of union, the spirit of Pan-Africanism, and the spirit of
Yes.
change. Yeah, thank
Brilliant.
you.
Brilliant. Just to help us along, so how big is the Burkina Faso community in Britain and Europe? How big is it? Is it 100,000, 10,000? What size? Give us a
We
sense.
are not a massive community, so
Hmm.
let's it be true. So we are around 3,000, and that's not the official one. So
Hmm.
this is just statistically taken from well, different platforms, our different associations, and our different gatherings. So it's not the official one, but we turning
Hmm.
around the 3,000. So, but for a 3,000 community, for us, I think it's a big one, but
Hmm.
seeing the language barrier, because being a
Hmm.
French-speaking country, people tend to,
Yes.
migrate where the language is. So for 3,000, we see that it's a big community, yes, in
Yes.
making.
Right. I understand. Which is why the main embassy is in Belgium. Is that right? Belgium?
Yes, the main embassy is in Belgium. So,
Hmm.
with the restructurations taken in place with the new government, so Belgium is covering, the embassy in Belgium is covering up to 5 different countries. So,
Hmm.
the aim is to reduce costs on the government, and then you understand. So, and put in place teams like the High Council of Burkina Faso in each country, so which led by official representative like I'm doing. So and then we are working hand in hand alongside the embassy. So we feed them back to the embassy and we feed them back to the government. So our aim here is to mobilize the community. Our aim here is to fortify it and then promote Africanism and promote our culture here in our country while having the mother country in heart as well. So seeing how we can contribute to the development of Africa, to the development
Yes.
of Burkina Faso in particular, and to the development of Africans and Black people. All,
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And lastly, on this particular point, so if one were traveling to the country and applying for visas and so on, it would be there's not an office here in the UK. We would have to do that online, and would that be overseen by yourself?
Yes, it could be overseen by myself. Yes, it will be overseen by myself. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it is in the making. So we still have to get all of the power in place and all of the facility in place. Yes, but I am the official one. Yes. So if you're having difficulty in you understand, so yeah, I'm happy here to help, and then I'm happy here to guide you. You understand. So if things are not within my reach, so I will
Right.
find always. I will always find the way to solve it for you. Yes. Yes. But I am the
Perfect.
official one, yeah. So if you looking to step in Burkina Faso to travel or business or anything, so yes, you're welcome
Right.
to contact the High Council of Burkina Faso in the UK.
Thank you for that. That's very clear. Very clear. It's
Yeah,
important
thank
for all the people to hear you say that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Burkina Faso is a fascinating place. You have an inspired leader, His Excellency, Honorary, I've got to say, His Excellency President Ibrahim Traore. Okay, he's inspired Africans across the continent, across the Caribbean and the Americas, and here in Europe. He's a young man. Yeah, I believe he is the youngest head of state in the world here,
Yes,
but he's garnered and he's captured our imagination. He's clearly a man of the people. He believes and loves his people, and he's dedicated to the people. And of course, and he's breaking the chains of the past. Mhm. And he's creating a sense of pride, not only amongst the beginner pays people and the AES, but for us here in the diaspora, what 300 million of us here in the
yes.
diaspora, I just want to say this because I know each time we come up, but I just want to laud and give appreciation for President Ibrahim Traore and say thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Good.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's such a privilege to be able to communicate that to you, to him. That we're
Oh,
saying
thank you to you. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he will be happy
Right.
again. Yeah, to hear that.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
then like you said, and it's God given that we have somebody like him that leading us. Leadership is always a big problem in Africa, and in our case, on this instance, we have him who is ready to lead us and to lead us
Yes,
from the heart, to lead us not only for today but for tomorrow, to lead us not only to empower us today but to empower the whole African and the whole race. Somebody who
yes,
is ready to put his neck on the line. So not
yes,
everybody are ready to put the necks on the line just to do that. So have you seen all of the tentative and the trial that they're trying to finish with him? But so he is there, and he's not fearful. So he is fearless. And then I think that he's gaining those courage. He's feeding from the love that you are giving him. So
yes,
the love mainly you are giving him, and the trust you are giving him. You understand? So he came
yes,
less than 3 years, and so people have trusted him. People have given him his love, and that's what he feeds from. So let's unite together and not only start and clap hands, but join. We have to join the revolution. We have to join this. Yeah, we have to join this. Yeah. So thank you very much. What you're
Oh, it's a
saying is
pleasure.
right. Yeah.
Thank you. The great people, the land of the upright men and women. Wow, there you go. Okay. I want to, if I may, following on the last time you were here, uh, we want to understand progress in that country. Okay.
Yes.
And I've had the opportunity to study some of these sort of milestones on what appears to be important developments in the country. And we're inviting you just to make comment. Okay. One of these sort of Pan-Africanist positions, of course, is self-sufficiency. Mhm.
Yes.
Being able to stand on your own 2 feet without needing aid, grant money. But what you want, the country wants, of course, is investment. You want people to invest. Okay. But in order to do so, of course, the country itself must be able to harness its natural wealth. Now, I've studied here, and I noticed that that you've now set up the the expansion of state control over gold mines. Okay, and that happened, I believe, in April 2025. Okay, that you took over a number of mines, a number of gold mines, and now control those gold mines on behalf of the nation. I must say, I found that curious. Why take over and why effectively nationalize these gold mines? Why not leave them in the hands of these multinational private companies and let them pay your local taxes? Why was it necessary to take over control of those gold mines?
Okay. Yes, but to take over control of those gold mines was the idea was based on sovereignty. So we need to be sovereign
Mm-hmm.
on ourselves. We need to be running what belongs to us. So, and it was due also to the lack of transparency that
Oh,
those foreign or multinationals was doing. So, lack of transparency in terms of quantity produced, lack of transparency in terms of health and safety, lack of transparency in terms of
oh,
ecologies. So, and then the creation of jobs as well. So the multinationals tend to reduce numbers of workers and to make more money. You understand?
mm,
Profit was
okay.
the main important, the main goal. But with the nationalization of those big mines, so it allowed the government not only to focus on profit, but to create jobs, to become more social, to give what belong to the people to themselves. You understand? So those multinationals came, they took land from villages. You understand? They start mining. Villagers have no access to those mines. They have no jobs because they bring the workers from abroad, or they bring, you understand, they bring some big
Oh, I see.
technology. So where there was no creation of jobs. So next to me, or next to a village, millions and millions of dollars are being taken out of the ground, out of the soil, while some are sitting there without job. But with the government nationalizing that, it was more opportunity for them to
Okay.
uh,
So,
get more money for the government coffers, and also create more jobs. Yes, and
I understand.
job creation, where yes, and creating more job and giving the chance. It's not only the government that invested in those mines. So no, the government is pushing for traditional mining, meaning that those villages, instead of only relying on those multinational extracting the gold there, can also organize themselves within the community, within the villages, to do some uh, uh, artisanal, they call it artisanal mining. So that keep those youngsters busy. They're still
Mhm.
producing the same amount of gold for the government and keeping themselves busy. And then the money is staying at home. You know, the multinational was going to just pay maybe 10%
Can I
on some mine, like, yeah.
can I just double check? Let's double check. So you started by saying that the reason for the nationalisation is one that the country wanted to ensure that uh, the the companies themselves, if they were exporting, let's say, 1,000 tons of gold ore, um,
Yes.
you're saying that they were actually declaring, as opposed to 1,000 tons, they were declaring maybe 100 tons of gold ore,
Yes.
and therefore the tax that should be payable was not being was not accurate, and in other
Oh,
words, they
yes.
were not being truthful. And then secondly, I think you were saying that you wanted to ensure that that local people employed in the mines and they developed the skills to manage mines, but the
Yes.
companies were actually importing foreign people to work in
Yes.
those mines.
Yes.
And as a result, the local towns and villages around those mines gain minimal economic benefit by the
Benefit
existence
from
of
it.
those mines and their
Yes.
proximity. Right, I say. So it's
And
really
pollution
ensuring then you got best value for the nation. I
for
understand
yes.
now. I understand.
And
I
control
understand.
ecologic effect.
Yeah,
So
impact.
because those
Yes.
mine multinationals they come for gain, so they destroy the
Yes.
land and then they disappear. They don't come back. But when it's the
Yes.
locals exploiting it, they know that they can't leave residuals there because it's going to affect the generation to come. So the locals even are more careful to the nature. They're more ecological centered than
Right.
those
Gotcha.
multinationals. The multinationals
Yes.
are,
Yes. Yes.
they are profit centered.
So, and to be clear on this one, because it really is important, what you're saying is that if it's nationalized, that you have greater control, both on the performance of the mine, in other words, how much they dig out the ground. Okay,
Yes.
what is formally declared that is dug out the ground, therefore liable for tax. Okay,
Yes.
um, of course that they should employ local people. In other words, they should train local people to train the managers' minds. Okay,
Yes.
and of course, you want to ensure the ecological impact of the mine is taken into account. It should be mitigated to have minimum impact on the local surrounding areas in terms of the
Really, yes. Yes.
poisons and so on. Oh, and I get that. So if it's nationalised, how are you ensuring that those four uh, 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 issues which you raised are actually being fulfilled? So, give us some idea of the regime that a nationalized
Oh,
organization has. Yeah, go ahead.
okay. So with the nationalized mines, they're being
Mhm.
run by patriotics. So they're being run by
Aha.
people like Ibrahim. So those national mines, so the head of the national mines, so those national mines form part of the Bureau of Big Projects of the nation. So
Aha.
the Bureau of Big Projects is led by Captain Ibrahim himself. So he
Okay.
have a direct eye. So he have a direct control. So and it trickled down from patriotism to down. So it's been uh, run by people with trust, people who are
Yes.
patriotic. So it's been run not only by business people who are money centered, but it is run
Mm.
by people who are patriotic, who want to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you understand. So that's the difference. So it's who is running it. Because the businessman will run it good. He will run it better even, but he will not have a social attached to it. He will not
That's
have a
right.
patriotism attached to it. What he will have is how to make more money. And
That's right.
the impact wasn't his problem because he is not accountable to no one. But those who are running those men now are patriots that have been put in place by the government here. Yes, and not so we've experienced. It was people who were supposed to be there, but that couldn't be there because they had no, relations or they have no, so they have no support to get to that level. So now it's
Hmm.
run by patriots. It's run by patriots, and it is well done at that time. So there is more law put in it
Absolutely.
for the
Yes.
redistribution of the wealth.
Yes.
So we take the example of ecology, so and safety, health and safety. So we knew some mines where they were reducing the number of ecologists there on the mine because they want to save money. But
Hmm.
on those new mines, they added the number of ecologists because they don't want to only save money; they want to create jobs as well for the locals,
Yes.
and they want to make sure the job is done at a good pace. Yes, and while
Yes.
the multinational they will come and say, "Oh, we have up to 10 ecologists. Oh, let's reduce them to two. We'll be saving money on term of health and safety. Oh, to be true, really, we don't need 10 or 5 health and safety officers. Let's reduce them. You
That's
understand? And then
right.
the government will be like, no, we even need 20 because we have the manpower. By having 20, we're creating more jobs.
That's
So
right.
it's true, we still making money and we creating more job and we getting enough people to protect the environmental for us. So, the social side was not attached with the multinationals. That's the
Perfect. Well
difference.
said. Well said. At this point, I've my studies are leading me to two fundamental differences in how capitalism is operating. Either you can have the American model, in where families or individuals have control of the economy and the politics in the country. Okay, that's very much the American model. So in America, there's a handful of men, maybe 8 or 9 of them, I understand, who actually control 85% of all the wealth generated
All
by
the-
that country.
yes,
Yep,
if one or two
yep.
make a mistake, it affects the chain.
There
But
you
if you
are.
have
Yep.
100, at least
Yes.
the effect on the chain is
There
less.
you go. There you go. And in China, it's the opposite. It's the opposite, because
Yes,
in China, it's the politicians, other people through the politicians that control the wealth production. Yeah, which
yes,
is the model which you're highlighting there. The president had direct oversight of who is there, and they
yes,
have a moral compass, or a philosophy, yeah,
yes,
to do good. We create
yes.
wealth, but we must ensure that the people do not suffer. Yeah,
Yes,
you
on
create
some
enough
areas,
wealth.
some key area, yeah, they
Hmm.
control. So, and I think
Yes.
that's the same in Burkina Faso they're doing. So
Hmm.
on some key areas, the government have decided that they need to have an eye on it, or they need to
Yes.
have a hands on it.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
that they want to take all, but they want a fair redistribution of the wealth.
Yes.
So without the hand of the government, the redistribution of the wealth sometimes is redistributed from to the richest person again. So whoever have more
Mm.
money get more. But when the
That's right.
government have its hands there, you can say, okay, fine, instead of just giving it to the richest as well. So let's think of that and let's give
Hmm.
opportunity to those who don't have as well.
Yes.
So
Well
I
said.
will
Well
take the
said.
example of the Faso Mero later to
Uh,
to explain to you
ah.
why it is
Uh-huh.
happening here.
I look forward to that. And let
Yes,
me just continue our dialogue. Let's just continue our dialogue. Can I also understand that there's a creation of a national gold reserve? Now,
yes.
I recognise gold reserves being like the backbone behind an economy's worth, as it were, or currency. What is the purpose in Burkina Faso of a national gold reserve?
Hey, a national gold reserve is a necessity. Is a
Hmm.
primordial, or it's a must for any country who want to stand for themselves because, like you said, it's
Hmm.
the backbone.
Hmm.
So our African country used to do not have their own gold reserve. So what
Yes.
was important for them is to exploit the gold and sell it to the USD or to a euro or to a pound.
Hmm.
So when the new leadership came with Ibrahim, Excellency Ibrahim Traore, so we've shifted into selling gold to saving gold. So building a national reserve. So,
Hmm.
and who talk about building a national reserve, think of currency. So, as you know, we are currently using the CFA,
Yes.
which is a colonial currency. And
Yes.
we'll talk of freedom, we'll talk of sovereignty, talk of own currency. So I think the gold reserve is being built uh, to prepare themselves for a currency or a year's currency that will come at some point. So it's not only Burkina Faso that is building a gold reserve. Mali is building a bigger gold reserve. Niger is building a gold reserve. Burkina Faso is building a gold reserve. So we don't know how many tons we have yet, But
Uh-huh.
from our understanding, they say that it is at the exponential growth. It is at the
Yes.
exponential growth since that the government even have its hand on some of the gold mine. So
Yes.
instead of just mining for sale, so it is mining now for sale and for reserve. So it's true that we cannot
Brilliant.
just mine all and reserve, but we are building a big gold reserve. So from what I've heard already, so we are surpassing a lot of African countries. I wouldn't, point hands, but there are some countries that they think that we have surpassed them in gold reserve, but it's kept secret. We don't want people to
Yes.
know how many tons we
Naturally.
have there and
Naturally.
there. So yeah, it is kept secret, but
Yes.
it
Well,
is in this year that I've seen gold reserve being shown to the public. So meaning that
mhm.
a big quantity of gold being taken around the provinces to let the people see, and the people be like, all right, all this belong to us. Yeah, it's belong. And so it reinforced the people. It let people know that yes, they really have wealth in the country. But
Yes.
before I've never
Yes.
seen even a kilo of gold being shown by the previous government to no one. So it is a good idea, and
Uh,
maybe
uh,
we
uh,
might have a year's
Wembanya,
currency.
I'm so excited because it is the correct step forward. Burkina
Yeah.
Faso, Mali is sitting on incredible amounts of gold. Incredible amount of gold. It's just below the surface. It's there waiting for you to fully mine and use as the backbone for the future economy. So it's there. It's God given wealth. It's God gave you
Thank
that
you. Yes.
wealth. Therefore, you should be using that wealth for the people. I'm immensely pleased you're
Oh,
building a
thank you.
gold reserve. I'm immensely pleased.
Yeah.
Immensely pleased.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we are
It'll
as
be
well. Yeah.
powerful. It'll be powerful.
Perfect. Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I look forward to when His Excellency announces the amount of gold, which will be the backbone for the economy. Yeah. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, that'll be a day that will each
Oh,
of us will
yes.
be upright men and women of
Upright. Oh,
Africa.
yes. Oh, definitely. Yes. But the amount of gold, yeah, it is said
Yes.
to be a sensitive data,
Yes.
and that we can't be showing the exact amount, but an approximate has been already given, which
Mm.
is already with that approximate. If that was already a lot of, it's a big quantity. So yes, like you said, we have to keep on building the reserve, and at at the given time, to migrate all of this and then start producing our own currency. You know,
We look forward to it. We look forward to it. We're waiting with a bated breath. We're holding our
thank
breath
you.
for wait for you to speak, then we can
Thank
release and say, at last, the truth revealed. Thank you, thank you.
you.
And we look forward to Burkina Faso, the AES countries having their own currency and no longer tied to the CFA franc. And we believe that to be extremely important. Thank you for that. Thank you.
You're
Just
welcome.
moving
You're
on with
welcome.
our dialogue. Can I just move on with our dialogue? So the AES, indeed, Burkina Faso, have withdrawn from ECOWAS. Now, look, you use the term you're a Pan-Africanist country, we're a Pan-Africanist channel here, but withdrawing from ECOWAS appears to be creating fragmentation on the continent, not unity. So why withdraw formally from ECOWAS? Why not seek to bring the AS state into ECOWAS? Because, as we say here often on the Demotivatorshow channel, in unity is strength, and it's aligned with our Pan Africanist aspirations for unity across the continent. So why withdraw from ECOWAS? Please explain.
Yes, but the withdrawal of ECO from ECOWAS was due to diverse reasons. It's a chain of reasons that end to that. But to summarize it, I think it's gonna be the main one. We will be the difference in the definition of sovereignty between the countries. That's one.
Explain that. What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Okay, so some of when you look at the coastal country, they feel like sovereignty is being yourself by letting those who colonize you before still run their businesses.
Oh,
So
okay.
yes, so it's trying to be sovereign, but politically controlled by institutions that did not want your good. So if we take the case of ECOWAS, so there was a trust that was being broken in the sense that we felt like the Sahara country, the deserty country, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, we felt like the ECOWAS was being infiltrated. So, meaning that the ECOWAS was not working for the African cause,
Okay.
but it was working for a different agenda. So, the agenda of colonization, the agenda of remaining enslaved, the agenda of not being free, while people from the Sahara country needed a real freedom. So you know the difference why it's like that. So in the
Explain.
Sahara, in the desert
Mhm.
country, if a government make a poor decision, you feel the decision on your plate
Uh-huh.
because of the way nature is reserved as a desert. But on the coastal country, if you take like Ghana, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, so even a leader make a wrong decision, you don't feel it straight in your plate. So because your land is fertile, you produce your own food, you
Yes.
understand, you don't rely on the government straight away.
Uh-huh.
So but in the AES countries, when a decision is wrong, you feel it there. So if the government does not promote or produce enough, or the government does not put in place measure to facilitate uh, agriculture, we feel it so far.
Yes.
So, and when the youth of the AS countries wanted freedom, meaning that they wanted to stay away from the colonial domination of France. So ECOWAS was still pushing those countries to remain silent. So in the instance of Burkina Faso, we had a captain who was ready
Maybe if I
to
could do
take
this way, Wimpanga, maybe let's tackle this question this way and see how you
yes,
respond, and maybe a direct response. I understand that ECOWAS, like the African Union, as it were, um, the principal sums, or the principal finance to maintain the African Union, to maintain ECOWAS, comes from the European Union and America. I believe 75 or more percent of its financing comes from European Union and America. And
yes, it's
and as I understand,
55 come from European Union now.
gosh, so
Yes,
what percentage of the financing for the AES countries comes from the European Union and United States of America?
zero. So
Zero.
no foreign country is allowed to finance our AES activities or the AES. No, zero. No. So those
Great stuff.
AES
Lost it for a
countries,
while. So
yes,
let's
it
just
is
for
finance is like I
let me just get this right, because
said.
it's easy there for the audience to absorb the fundamentals of what you're describing in terms of what to be independent. So, in other words, the African Union and indeed ECOWAS are primarily financed by European and Americans, and
Yes,
therefore are more than likely to follow the lead of the Europeans or
The European
Americans,
Union, the blueprint
even if it's
of
working against the interest of the people of West
yes,
Africa. But because they
yeah,
pay the bills,
they
they
pay the
call the
bill.
tune. Yep, they call the
Yes,
tune. In other words, they control. But in the
yes,
AS countries, it is wholly financed by the wealth of those three countries:
three
Burkina
countries. Yes,
Faso, Mali,
yes,
and Niger. You're
Niger.
wholly funded, you are wholly independent, so you are truly standing on your own 2 feet, and you are responsible for the growth and
To
development that
ourselves, yes.
occurs
It's taking
within your country.
responsibility of your own self, yes. So yes, that's the difference, yeah. We
Absolutely. That's
decided of
Pan
taking
Africanism.
responsibility of
Yes.
ourselves.
Yes.
While others were deciding that now they're happy to still be ruled by the ECOWAS. And like you say, yes, it is being corrupt. It is being corrupt. And then the way that they're getting the finance is not letting them the opportunity to be free. So if you are gaining some financing from this, if your left hand is taken from them, your right hand cannot say something different from what they're planning. So that's the difference. So and the AES country, we feel like we are more closer to each other. So it's true that the
Yes.
ECOWAS was there to give freedom of mobility, freedom of some goods and person, but it wasn't. So if you are moving from AES country, you go into the coastal country, but we were stigmatized. We were seen as the poor side of Africa. We were always seen as the poor cousin who come
That's
to
right.
come to the dinner table uninvited.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
That's where people feel like, all right, if we both see that you think that we are the poor one, so let us unite ourselves and then let us be ourselves. You understand? So instead of being on your table where you have no respect for us. So I'll remind you that it's gone worse when some of the ECOWAS country even have decided that they should send the army to remove a leader from Niger. So where is the solidarity there?
We
Where is
agree
the
with you.
solidarity?
Yeah, we agree.
Yes.
We agree. Um, and if I may just take that analogy further, and again, to help the audience to fully appreciate the impact, the importance of being able to stand on your own 2 feet, be the land of the upright men and women, is when you prior to Captain Ibrahim's arrival, the President, His Excellency, arrival, the borders of Burkina Faso were very porous, and this was despite the fact that you had legions of French troops on the land,
Oh, yes.
supposedly protecting the land. Okay, one of the features of Burkina Faso, all three countries, was the intrusions by anti-government forces, continuously harassing the people, creating mayhem in the countryside. Okay, and thereby undermining confidence in the governance of that country, and therefore that country could not attract inward commercial investment because it was seen as being unstable. And this was despite the fact the country was supposedly being defended by French troops. But
Oh,
the
yes.
moment the captain arrived, His Excellency arrived, he took control of the borders, yeah, and he trained local people, local armies to defend the borders, and which is
Oh, yes.
why you have such strong control over the borders. But yet, ECOWAS wanted to remove you because this was a military government. But yet, in other countries in ECOWAS, where you had leaders who've been in place for 10, 20, 30 years,
40
and it
years,
did
50
absolutely
years.
nothing for the people. Nothing
Yes.
for the people.
Yes.
ECOWAS was it was totally mute. Yep.
Mute. Yes.
And
It
over
was
its mouth, it
biased.
said nothing. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
ECOWAS was biased, it was biased. And, ECOWAS was biased for the desertic country, and, compared to the coastal country. And in some of the cases, it was like, okay, they didn't like the revolution to gain momentum. So the
Hmm.
revolution to gain momentum because those leaders, even they are fearful They don't want the youth to inspire themselves of what is happening there. So if the youth
Right.
start to think the same as the AES country, wanting change, wanting true freedom, wanting to take their mind back, you understand? So
That's right.
it was going to create like a sense of rejection of of the Western world.
Indeed.
So
Yes.
yes, that's where ECOWAS was biased, and they're still biased. If not, the revolution that is happening in West Africa in those three countries is the true revolution, is the true liberation. So it's the true freedom that we are looking for. Yes, and we
Absolutely.
want that at the
Thank
end
you.
of this, that we are free of all of the enslavement, whether
Mhm.
it voluntary or there are some that are voluntary as well. So we overcome all of that, and we are free ourselves. We love ourselves, yes, and we build our own reserves. We control our own economy. We control our own minds, while others want to always share. So that's the difference.
Well said. Well said. Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well
Thank you,
said.
yes, yeah.
Well said. Oh, well said. Well said. Well said. Uh, well, I know there will be many from West Africa watching this, and they'll have to think very carefully. They'll think very carefully. Very well said. Well said. I want to just move our dialogue forward because you've already now made the case for Pan-Africanism. Yeah,
Yes.
self-sufficiency, we control our own borders. We can defend our own borders. We're more than able to do so. So I understand that the AES countries have now a joint military force of what I think I heard it was initially 5,000, but it could be up to 15,000
No,
troops.
it's
I understand
50,000. It's 50,000.
50,000. Oh, there you are.
Yes. It's
Tell us
50,000.
why.
Yeah.
Why?
Yes.
Why create a military force for the AES countries? Why do so?
Okay, so when you look at those three countries, they share a massive borders. They
Yes.
share a massive borders, and then we have an area that they call the area of the three borders. So that area involves Gao, Kidal, so and then Sikaso. So the area
Hmm.
of those three borders, they've always been a problematic place because
Okay.
invader can infiltrate from both sides. And initially, so when invaders move from Burkina Faso to Niger, so the Burkina army is not allowed to step in
I
Niger and
understand.
vice versa. So
Yes.
and then they come together and say, you know what? Why don't we open the borders so that our military can step in Niger, or Niger military can step in. So, and they started to do that, and they find out that it is working. It is working when the military are collaborating together, and then
Good.
and they say, okay, so if we can do that, why don't we put in place a joint military? Because for now, our military are trained differently, and our
Mhm.
military have different strategy. They still have to synchronize the strategy. uh, if we train together, if we build a joint militaries, it will be more. We will understand more of
More
each other,
effective.
and then
Yes.
we can use
Yes.
them anywhere. So
Yes.
they came together, and they said the target was to get the 50,000 soldiers ready to
Hmm.
intervene anywhere. So for the three country. So
Hmm.
the military, it is operational and running, but I don't
Hmm.
know about the quota now. I don't know about how many heads have been recruited so far. But the aim is to get the 50,000 that are ready at any time to step in and defend our countries.
Yes. Yes.
So they will be jointly armed, jointly training,
Hmm.
a joint strategy, and then with the same command man. You understand? So you have to have the hierarchy of command will be the same,
Yes. Hmm.
so that there will be no clashes or confusion in uniforms and all of those. So we can see the importance of the joint militaries recently when Mali get invaded. So you could
Yes.
see the importance of that joint military, which swiftly started tracking militaries, started tracking invaders, and put in place a strategy, joint strategy to liberate Kidal again. Kidal was taken
Yes.
over. So, but
Yes, it
it's due
was.
to that joint military,
Mhm.
backed by our strategic partners, that we were able to kick them out. So
Well, no, hold on a second. Hold on.
yes,
That is the first time. You see, I've checked the history books on this. The first time the three countries worked together to repel invaders.
yes,
Look, I'm going to look at you right in the eye and say, thank you. Thank you.
thank
That's
you.
what we want to see,
Yes,
strength,
oh yes,
power. Yeah,
thank you.
that's
Yes,
what we want to
thank you
see.
as well.
My gosh. And
Yes,
here in this part of the
unity.
world, of course,
Yeah.
very minimal reporting on the repelling of these rebels. Very little reporting is going on in our
Oh
national
yes,
media. In social media, directly from the country, yeah, we're getting that. But in the national media, very little. Why? Because what they don't want to record are Africans taking control and repelling those who would
of
disrupt our nations. Okay. In other words, us being
our nation.
strong,
Yes, they
coordinated,
wanted to
intelligent,
portray our
determined,
weakness.
resolute.
And to,
Yes. Yes.
yes,
Absolutely.
they wanted
Oh,
to.
let,
Yeah,
let me clap
it
you
did
again.
even say
No,
that.
right. No, I want to clap you again. We want to show you
Thank
our,
you to you as
we
well.
want to appreciate you. We want to appreciate you.
Yes,
Yes. Give our messages to all three leaders that we
yes,
appreciate you. Africa being strong.
song.
Thank
Yes,
you so much.
thank
Oh,
you, thank
it
you.
was
Yes, sir.
wonderful, wonderful. I read it with such pride. The nations come together in common aim and common purpose.
To
Understood
compromise.
that those people were there to disrupt the AES, but they
Oh,
were
yes, yes,
repelled by the unity of the people of the AES countries. Well
yes.
done, sir.
Well
Well
done.
done.
Yes. Oh, definitely. It was a good job that we had
Mhm.
that army because it was a big problem at that time. But like you say,
Yes.
they come together, they planned it together. I remember on the day, a lot of people were like, "Oh, where's the AS army?" I was like, "Just wait and listen. Wait until you will see them coming." So, and the next day, people can see that those are running out. So
Yes.
they'd be like, "Oh, what is happening?" Okay, it's the AES army. So somewhere stationary in the Burkina border, somewhere stationary in the Niger border. So and
Yes.
then somewhere just crossing for the Chad border. So
Yes.
it was a
Fantastic.
heavy
Mm. No,
retaliations
no.
on them.
We,
Yes,
we agree. We agree. I know it was a tough battle. It was a tough battle,
yes,
but you won, and you keep winning. You keep winning.
yes.
So
We keep winning.
we're with you. We are with you.
Yeah,
We're with you.
yeah. We can't stop them from coming. But once they come, we can make sure that they don't return save and stuff.
Okay. Thank you for that. And oh, well done. Well done. As I said, we don't have the opportunity often here in Britain to applaud the peoples of the AES, the AES leaders. But you represent them here at the Burkina Bay, but you're representing AES as well. We want to
Oh
say
yes, I
well
do
done.
represent AS. Yes. So wherever
Yes,
is Burkina Faso now, I see AS.
yes,
So it's a new confederation. So and we accepted it. We loved it, and those it was a natural union. It's a natural union. So when you look at it, so people from the Sahel states, they're more closer to each other
yes,
because they share the
yes,
same burden. They share the
yes.
same realities. So
Well said.
it was a reminder to ourselves that it's better to be the tail of a lion than trying
Yes.
to be the head of a mouse.
Yes.
You see, so
Oh, well said. Oh my gosh. So poetic, huh? So poetic. African proverb, huh? The African proverb. Let me continue with our dialogue. This is really good. Um, and please forgive my pronunciation. I know you'll be right. Now, I understand that the government has accelerated the FASO, I think you pronounced Mabo program in
Yes,
2025 by deploying more than 900 public works machines to support
yes.
large-scale road building, urbanization, housing projects, and public infrastructure projects, and using local expertise and materials. Is that right? Did I pronounce it correctly? FASO
Yes,
Mabo?
yeah, it is called Faso Mebo.
Oh,
So it's
Mabo.
like,
Thank you.
well, Mebo, yeah. It means let's build our home.
Oh, yes.
Okay, let's build
Yes.
our home.
Mm.
So the initiative of Faso Mebo was to combat or to fight against uh, contractors who are not doing good jobs. Initially, those government work and government project was given to stakeholder and subcontractors, and
Hmm.
those were corrupt. You understand? The chain
Uh-huh.
was totally corrupt. So it means that okay, the government have given just money to build a school, but somebody will have stealing a little bit from it, corruption and corruption at the end. So we build a school that will not last. So, or at the end, we build a road that will not last.
Hmm.
So, the captain have said that, okay, for this, I would like to build this our home. I would like to build Burkina Faso, and I want it to be in the hands of patriotics. So that's why the government have created this agency. It's now become an agency, and it's called Faso Mevo. And it is led by the president himself. He oversee it. So he oversee it. So the idea is to, like you're saying, mobilize local knowledge, mobilize local treasure, mobilize local traders to locally build the town, to locally build the areas, to locally build the nation. So with that initiative, so people are not obliged to be waiting for government to
Hmm.
always find resources to improve the area or to improve the to improve their facilities. So it's the
Yes.
community that command themselves. So the community command themselves is an example. Okay, we find that around our areas, but we need more tarmacking.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we have a lot of potholes. So we bring a project. We mobilize all of the locals. We mobilize all of the youth of the area. Whoever know how to do tarmac can come. If you don't know how to do tarmac, if you know how to
Mm.
do any trade that is linked to that, you come. If you can't do trading, but you have time to come and help with something else, you join hands. So by doing so, we found out that the town is being built at the low cost because everybody
Yes.
gets involved and everybody
Yes.
wants to put the stone. You understand? So, oh, you want to bring your own stone. You want to see the country changing. So it is a patriotic way of building the country. And you know that okay, what we are doing is not only for the benefit of myself, but it's for the benefit of the whole nation. So
That's
it's
right.
when the people take control of their own development. So
Yes.
have you seen the motorway 4x4 that they're trying to build from Bobodulaso and Ouagadougou, the
I did.
150 mile or
I,
something? Oh,
Yeah, that's right. I know that's part of the National Road Urbanisation Strategy to build
yeah,
between 3,000 to 5,000 kilometres of road annually. And
annually, yes.
what was the road that you just highlighted there? If it was
Yes.
built by international contractors, would have cost what? How many billions of
Yeah, it
dollars?
was going to cost like, I don't remember, but it was going to cost like a
Many
tenfold.
billions. Yeah,
Yeah, a tenfold
tenfold the
of what we
cost.
are. Yes.
Exactly. In other words,
Yeah.
local people could build the same road for a fraction of the cost that the
Yes.
foreign big contractors were wanting to charge the government of Burkina Faso. And
Yes.
what it demonstrated, because we have the skills locally and the will to do a good job locally, that it was possible to build that road for a fraction of the cost that would
Of
have
the cost,
otherwise
yeah.
been the
And
case.
saving burden
Praise
and
be.
saving
Powerful
loans
message.
that was going to be a burden for like a 100-year generation.
Yes.
So, with this mobilization, everybody is giving themselves. So
Yes.
it comes with a big problem because Faso Mabo. So those contractors who were so corrupt, they're complaining now because there
Yep.
is no more job to them. So
That's
they
right.
have proven to have not done a good job for 50 years or for 30 years.
That's right.
And
That's right.
whenever the government give them a good job, it's going to end up through a corruption chain. And at the end, even the bricks are not well built. So, but this one is directly from the government to the people. So this is, you are building your own road. So don't let anybody come and take any money from it because it's your own road. And if you let them do that, it's gonna be destroyed in 2 minutes or in 2 years. So
That's
everybody is
right.
watching. Everybody is watching.
Thank
The
you.
quality, everybody become a quality inspector, because
Can
we
I just
know
say,
that the importance of
yes, let me just say this. You see, that's a template for the whole of Africa. It's a template.
yes,
Yep. If you give the people the power, give them the skills, they will deliver infrastructure projects which is as on par with international standards, but at a fraction of the cost. But will have their love and
yes,
sweat and determination in those buildings. Look, I'm from Jamaica. I just wish I
yes.
could see
And
more
the money
Jamaicans
stay
doing
there as
exactly
well.
that. Yes,
Yes.
yes,
And yeah.
yes. It,
And the money
it is
stays home.
fantastic. Look,
Yes.
I look forward to visiting the country soon, but I'll get on that in a moment because
Have
we
you
want to
seen the
see it for
base of the
ourselves.
Faso
I
Mabo?
want to come back to that. I want to come back to that in a second. I want to come back to the actual visit because it's going to be very, very important. I just want to keep our dialogue moving because we want to get a lot into this space, you see, because
Yeah.
there's much here for people to appreciate, to learn from us both. I want to now move on to the new industrial mining licenses for this Russian company called Nord Gold. Now, earlier on, we talked about gold and the nationalization of gold mining and
Yeah.
smelting and so on. So, why would the government of Burkina Faso give a license to a Russian company to mine gold in that country? Why?
Okay. So, each country have their strategic partners.
Okay.
So Russia is currently a very good strategic partner,
All right.
while other Western world have refused to lend us technology or lend us gear to to find our way out of this security issue. Russia has opened arms to us, while others are sanctioning the
Mm-hmm.
AES country.
Mm-hmm.
Russia is supporting us. Last year alone, Russia have given to Burkina Faso 25,000 tons of wheat, of grain,
Oh,
to,
okay.
to support the struggle against the impact of the security issue,
Yes. Yes.
whilst
Wow.
others have refused
Mm-hmm.
to give us technologies to be able to uh, observe our superficies, our area.
Yes.
Russia have
Yes.
lended us hands.
Okay.
So the Russian North Gold license was a strategic way of building relationship with that country, which
Mm-hmm.
have always been our help.
Okay.
And I tell you one thing: where the license, people forget that the license come with a security guarantee of the area, because
Right.
the area they're controlling, the area they're mining, is an infested area.
Okay.
So Russia have taken the courage to come and support to safeguard that area
Mm-hmm.
for the locals even to be able to live peacefully, and for them in recompense, so they allow them to have a mining license.
Okay. I understand. As a
Yes.
strategic partner, they've worked closely with the government to support the government. They've ensured that the government has access to grain. Um, this grain is similar grain that the Americans and Europeans presumably would withhold from Burkina Faso as a punishment to Burkina Faso, but yet the
Yes.
Russians have made sure
Yes.
they've got access to it, and the Russians therefore have been granted a license in areas for gold mining in areas which are as high security concerns. But the Russians have taken those licenses and have secured the area not only for the benefit of the mine, but also for the benefit of local people as
Of the
well.
local
It's
people. So
really,
that
we work
license
in
was for
partnership.
grab for
Yes,
it was for
yes.
grab not only for the Russians. So
Mhm.
anybody who was able to go and mine there was going to get the
Yes,
license. So it was an area where a lot of multinational have decided not to go because they've
yes,
thought that okay, because with the security issue. So but Russians
yes.
have taken the chance. They say, okay, we're gonna come and secure it, we're gonna train the locals, we're gonna help you to secure it, and then we're gonna be doing that. And those mines, it is only produced and then refined home. So the refinery, the difference between that mine is that the gold ore is not taken to Europe to refine. No, the gold ore is refined in home at home there, where
Oh,
the
it became
government
fast.
know
Well done.
how. Oh
Yes,
yes, yes,
yes.
yes. It is a. It's
Wonderful.
how do you call it? It's a. Yeah, it is a fair trade. So if you see any, it wouldn't be the only Russian company. There will be a lot of others company coming, not only from Russia. The world, it
Mhm.
is open. Burkina Faso is open. But now
Open for
the
business.
contract
Yes,
have to be fair. So if you are not
yes.
happy to sign a fair trade deal, uh, Burkina won't be accessible. But if you are, but right, if you are ready, like the Russian,
Mhm.
to come for a
Mhm.
fair trade deal and to be a strategic partner, for the benefit of both people, for the benefit of both country, so you are
Yes.
always welcome. But if it's to come for, understand, for the benefit of one and leave the Burkina Faso, now you won't be having license.
Thank you. I want to keep
Yeah.
our dialogue moving on, and I'm telling you, this is so exciting as you reveal the truth to us. It is so exciting. Look, I just want to touch
Thank
very
you.
quickly on energy diversification and your solar expansion strategy. Now, I
Yes.
understand that the country is indeed seeking diversification and to extend solar expansion so that I understand you want to go from access to electricity for the people from currently what was 21% up to 95% by
Mhm.
2030 by
Yes.
ensuring that they've got access, in other words, access to electricity by 2030 from 21% to 95% by 2030. And you could achieve this by extending solar panel or PVC panels across the nation, the use of gas, and indeed nuclear power in partnership with the Russians, I understand, to ensure that the nation can meet its power demands. Indeed, to have 95% of the population with access to electricity by 2030 will be a mammoth undertaking. Is this realistic? Is it realistic?
Yes, the numbers speak for themselves so far.
He
The numbers
laughed.
speak for themselves so far. If you see the new
Yeah.
centrals they are building, if you
Yes.
see the biggest farm, solar farm that they're building at Zaptuli, and then if you see the new strategy of decentralized, that's what they call decentralized generation.
Yes.
So with the new strategy of decentralized generation, it allowed people, even a community, to come together and build their own solar farm and connect it to the
Uh-huh.
grid instead of waiting for the government to come and build all of those grid and all of those hydros. So with that decentralized generation, it pushed people toward renewable energy.
Yes.
So people start to own the energy they consume. People start, it's getting people involved in it because with renewable energy comes solar, come wind
Yes.
turbine, come
Yes.
geothermal, and all of
Yes.
those are new
Gas.
technologies that are
Yes.
being pushed to the population, and they are
Mhm.
learning it and accepting it. So it's only yes, it is doable. It is
Wonderful.
doable with the hydros. Remember that he's planning on building more than how many? I think it's 10 hydro plant within the next couple of years. So all
Yes,
of
that's
those
right.
hydros,
Mhm.
are are supporting to
Magnificent.
the target, are
Yes,
helping to
magnificent.
lead to meet the target. So it is a big target, but it won't
Yes.
surprise me. But because whatever the captain say, the captain realize
Mhm.
it. So when we've heard of the 4x4 motorway, everybody was saying that it's in the dream.
Mhm.
Burkina can never do that. So
Mhm.
now, if you see the new power station that they're building, I will send you the video later to see.
Please, please, yes, please
What
do.
what is refraining us now? What is stopping us? What is stopping us now is the technology.
Yes.
Is the technology when it comes to other renewable, like I wouldn't call
Mhm.
renewable like nuclear and all of those. Is the technology, and they started to send people to get trained. People are being
Good.
trained. There is a major
Good.
partnership that is happening between Burkina Faso and Turkey, Burkina Faso and
Good.
Russia, for them to
Yes.
learn about small nuclear reactors and all of
Yes.
those. It is within our budget. It is within our budget. It's not like we are not going to go from the big reactors, to renewable energy to big reactors, but we will
Mhm.
go from modulars, and then once
That's
the
right.
technology is mastered now, we
Yes.
will see that all of those are coming in place. It's the volunteer. If you have the volunteer, like we have,
Mhm.
Captain have it, so we can do it. You can see the change already. I will send you
We
the
can see
video
the
with
change.
those central nuclear,
You
those.
sent it through to us because that is very important. I know Ouagadougou has access to electricity. All the electricity it requires is accessible
Yeah.
now in Ouagadougou at the very least. So it's a powerful testament to the progress this young president's achieved during his service to the people. Again, it's I'm the clap again. I didn't want to clap again.
Yes,
You know,
it
I
is.
just
Yeah,
want to
it
clap
is
again.
effective.
It's powerful,
Definitely.
powerful,
Yeah.
powerful, powerful. And this very quickly, just wanted to touch on the education and revolutionary civic mobilization strategy. Now, this one I was particularly interested in because education, education, education was a theme for previous the Prime Minister of Britain. In other words, if you educate the people, and you teach both academics and skills training, that they're able to use that academic and skills training to the economic benefit of the nation.
Hmm.
That's exactly the strategy that the Chinese adopted,
Yes.
and they are benefiting to the tunes of tens of trillions of pounds and dollars or naira every year. And I
Yes.
can see that Burkina Faso and the AES countries are adopting a similar strategy. Am I right in that observation?
Yes, yes, they've all found out that education is the key in anything you are doing. For technology, that they need is education. For patriotism, it's education, because there is a lot of confusion at nowadays where if it's not down to education, people will get lost.
That's right.
So, but with the education, with the reinsertions, with those reinsertion and those educations, we find out that people start to love themselves more. Education is
That's
not
right.
only to gear them with the technological mind or no. Education even is uh, awaken somebody's mind that he loves himself first.
That's right.
So let somebody know that he can do it. Let
That's right.
somebody know that he's equal to others. And that's
That's
what is
right.
happening. People see it on their daily life. People see change really happening.
That's
People
right.
see prices of food going down.
Yes,
People
that's
see
right.
prices of commodity going down. People see taxes going down. People see new school being built. So they started to trust themselves. That's a different education that we will not go into through. But improving those universities, giving
Yes.
those university access to the resources they need. So
Hmm.
giving those youngsters the necessary the need to go
Mm.
through the educations. So
Yes.
that's what
Yes.
is happening now. Fundings,
Mm.
chances to go
Brilliant.
to major schools, where
Hmm.
before those chances were not given to everybody, but was given to the rich people kid. You understand?
Right.
Before it was like that. Through corruption, you can be the best and you will never sit at the right place because that
Right.
place was already taken. But now education come and show people that yes, whatever you know will take you to the place you deserve. And people started to trust back in education again. Because at some
That's
point
right.
people were like, oh no, why do you want me to study again? Because I won't get the post I want. I won't get the role I want because somebody's gonna take it. The rich kid will take it. But now they
Yes.
started to see that, oh, it's the kids of the poor, it's those who really know to do the job that are really
Yes.
doing the job. So I
That's
have to
right.
learn to know. So all of those are patriotism that embed in those people. So that education, I'm not going to see it at the education only given at school, but the social education this experience is giving us. The experience of being next to this youngster who come and change things, make us even think that, oh yes, we can do it. You know,
Yes.
10 years ago, if you tell you 10 years ago, if you tell people that, oh, you know what, there will be a 31 years old youngster who's going to come and take
President.
over, yeah, and then lead it to the right place. They will say, no, we can't. No
Mhm.
youngster can take this role. And youngster came and take the role, backed by the people, and youngster is doing the good job. I tell you that in our constitution before, to become a
Mm.
president, you have to be over. Bro, I think you have it. You had to be over 37 years old.
Okay.
So what does that mean? It means that they didn't trust anybody who was younger than
You
that.
know, crazy. Yes.
You know, so but now people saw a 32 years old man who come and take the country and leading it fine. Even the youngster will be like, all right, yeah, I could have done
Yes.
it even if I trusted in myself. So that's the type of
Anything
education
is
that people
possible.
are receiving now. So,
Yes.
and they're investing in building more schools. They're investing in reclaiming schools that was taken by invaders.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's
so
right.
all of those is
You,
education coming. Yes. So
I've
education
got
is the key.
I've got to say, Mpanya, that this part of my research I found to be the most exciting. That was for me
Oh,
the most exciting. Why? Because those young people have now got big ideas, big visions for
yes,
themselves, for their family, for their people, for the continent of Africa. They know what is
yes.
possible. They know what success looks like. They can feel it.
Look,
They've tasted. They experienced it, and in
yes,
doing so, it becomes
yes,
infectious because they know then that they can speak to the countries nearby, like Ghana, Nigeria, yeah,
yes,
Benin, Ivory Coast, yeah, and Gambia.
yeah.
They can speak to people there and say, no, it is possible. We can
It
do it
is.
for ourselves. You
We can
don't
do it.
need foreign aid. You don't need a
Yes.
foreign man to hold your hand to go across
Y-
the street. You can walk upright across the street safely. Remain vigilant, intelligent. You remain
That's
determined
right.
and forthright in your intention. Oh my
That's
gosh.
right.
It was the most exciting part of my
It is.
research. But the
It is.
potential is
It is exciting.
unlimited. It's unlimited. But I know, if I may, it's kind of begin to wrap up our dialogue. I want to now focus on, because you've now been able to relay authoritatively what is actually happening in the country. Yeah. And it's a incredibly rich, vibrant place, a place of genuine opportunity, a place
Yes.
for many of us in the diaspora. It's totally foreign to us because the idea that our people in Africa, our people there in the AES states are taking that level of control and are yielding that level of success still remains alien to them. There's a certain amount, believe it or not, of suspicion. Is it really happening? Are we sure this is happening? Because the propaganda that's been said for so long suggests that this is only possible if someone holds your hand. If someone actually holds your hand and does the shoveling for you. If someone, someone writes for you. You don't write,
Yes.
But you demonstrate. I know, you demonstrate, Wempanya, that it's you're doing it. You're the determined one. You're resolute in your thinking. You want to be independent, be your own man, be your own woman, and not have to depend on foreign aid and handouts. Absolutely, that's what we want. Many of us would love to see this for ourselves. So I know that we're now preparing a trip to Burkina Faso. Just tell us more what you'd like to see that would come out of such a trip.
Hey, yes, effectively, yeah. Like you said, it is happening. It is happening, and the change is obvious. The change is happening, and it is right now. We have to own it. The revolution is there. The path has been set, and then the aim is to own it. The aim is for all Africans to go there and live it, to go and live the revolution, to go there and witness it, to go there and take the opportunities that are there. Opportunities to get your own land, opportunities to reclaim your dignity, opportunity to reclaim your Africa, opportunity to reclaim what was stolen out of our hands, because it's right now the right time. So that's why we want people to come and discover the spirit of Burkina Faso. So we want to invite people, whether you are in the east, you are in the west, you are in the north, you are in the south. If you feel like, yes, this is what I was expecting, so come and join us. So we are planning on going maybe from Feb next year to March. So I think it's 22nd of Feb
22nd
up
of
to the
February.
13th of March. And then so we want to invite people to come and join hands for us to plan the trip together. So for us to go in numbers, look at what is happening. The Afro descendant from America is going back already. 700 went back so far. That's the second batch. So we are here at the doorstep. We need to mobilize ourselves and go back again. We have to go to leave the spirit of Burkina Faso. We have to go and see what is in that land that make those people upright. We have to go to there to see what make this small country, landlocked country, known, on the international stage. We have to go to learn to know why people are indexing the captain now. It's like, oh, he is the man right now. Why? So it's all on the revolution. So this trip will take us to Ouagadougou, Zorgo, and Pitanga. It's three cities, the main capital city, and then you'll be going to Zorgo. Zorgo is where you can have more, if you like agriculture, you like art, you like traditions, you understand? So you like pharmacopoeia, so that will be in Zorgo. If you would like to get initiated into African businesses, to see the mining opportunities, to see what you can invest in Africa or what you can bring in Africa to contribute, that will go to Pitanga. So this is a very good opportunity for us to come together and go to take opportunity of what is happening now. And do not forget that of the calling of the captain is excellency, that we should come back. We Africans, we don't need help from no one. We need help from ourselves, and we can do it ourselves. So taking one, we are nothing. But if we come together, we must be something. And that's what we are happening now. And we are inviting all of you to come together. Let's make this trip happen. So we will put you the website soon, and then people can go to register interest. So we are hoping to go Feb 22nd of Feb to the 7th of March 2027. So there will be opportunity to participate into the FESPACO, which is a film and movie festival, which is happening.
Yes.
It's the biggest in Africa. The biggest movie festival is where you can discover the movies of Africa, and then it's opportunity to get connected to the locals, because this is not a touristic visit only. This is a connection. We are going to partner people. We're going to jumelage people, and so we're going to partner people with locals for you to learn about the culture, to learn about the way of life, to learn about the different opportunity of investment, the different opportunity of relocation, because we know that once you travel to Burkina Faso, a lot will think of relocating to live there. So we thinking of giving you the opportunity to own lands as well, opportunity to get the citizenship of Burkina Faso, opportunity to meet with the leadership of the country. So everybody from east to west, north to south, you're all invited, and we'll be going with you together, you understand, and planning it together. Respect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And yes, I'm so excited.
Oh, yes,
I am
I'm
so
excited as
excited.
well. Yes.
I'm so
So,
excited. And just to be clear, just for a sure it's understood. So the trip, which is being endorsed by yourself, representative of the country, inviting diaspora to visit Burkina Faso. Okay, on the 26th, from the 22nd of February 2027 to the 5th
7th of March or
7th
6th of March.
of March 2027. Okay. The intention will be that those who are part of this visitation will stay with local people, not in a hotel, but with local people. So you get to
Yes.
know the people. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. It's happened during the time of Africa's biggest film festival, and which is great. But the real intention of the visit is that you get to see the country and understand the opportunities, the potential of the country, both for a place to invest as also a place for your home, that you can actually buy property and live there as well, and potentially gain citizenship. That is the intention. Would that be right?
Yes. Yes. The intention is that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we will not be doing a
that,
tourism one. We'll be pairing people with locals for them to learn about the culture, to learn about the specific things about the countries and the traditions. So it's the opportunity to check the country, know it well, and see if you want to relocate or if you want to look at permanent citizenship opportunities. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So what we will do, we'll put on the screen a link to the website. Don't you worry, we'll put a link to the website so it's clear. And the first stage is for people just to register their interest. I'm not sure we've got ideas of cost at the moment and so on. All that will be on the website, I presume.
Yes, it will be on the website effectively. Yeah, we will put the link of the website here. So we have a cost estimate that is there. The cost estimate for the trip is let me find the overall cost.
Initials
So
were
it's
1,600?
£1,989.
Okay.
Yes, £1,989, and then we have to have a deposit to secure your place and reserve your flight by the 11th of November, and that's 689. So
Right.
on the website, you will see everything that is related to the trip. So
Perfect.
it is actually called Discover Burkina Faso Rising Spirit. And then it is a calling. It is a calling that comes from His Excellency, from Captain Ibrahim, and then calling all of us. So, and it's through that we are organizing this one. This is the official organizer of that trip. So, Discover Burkina Faso Rising Spirit. So, the link will be sent, and then you can have all of the information regarding there. Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect. And that's exciting. More details of the trip we will continue to highlight here on the Motivator Show. Every live transmission we will give further promotion to this trip. I want to encourage we of the diaspora to look seriously at this. This will be an exciting, almost once in a lifetime opportunity, an opportunity to reconnect, to put down roots, opportunities for investment, which is, as you know, across Africa is abound, but here in the AES countries, particularly important. Okay, and of course, a place where you can have and bring up your families as well. You know. And what you've heard today on the achievements of the government of Burkina Faso, indeed the AES countries, are particularly notable. It's achievement that's not generally been circulated in the big national news media. You can only receive this information generally from the people directly themselves, because they provide
That's right.
first-hand account. Yeah? Okay.
That's right.
Wonderful.
News freshly, from the press.
Thank
Yes,
you.
from the
Thank you.
people. It is the people news. Yes, definitely. Thank you
Authentic.
very
It
much.
becomes authentic. Can I just ask you, because this has been very exciting, and I want to encourage many of the audience, many in the network, to come along and join with us for this particular trip. Okay, because it is being backed by the person who represents the Burkina Bay people here in the UK. So you know it's authentic, and it will be conducted in the most professional manner. Okay, and it gives you the opportunity to see Africa through African eyes, as opposed to other people's eyes. So I've got to recommend it without reservation. Okay. Now that we've set the scene, can I invite you, please, Wemby, just say your closing words to the people. What do you have to say to the people?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us. So I respect the time you've taken, and then I respect each and everyone for the love you have for this our country. So take good care of yourself, and mainly, yes, go and have a look at this trip, and then support us and see how you can join us to lead the revolution and to own the revolution. So we should not stay away from the revolution. Let's go and lead and own the revolution, because it's our time, and own Africa as well. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Discover Burkina Faso, the place of the rising spirit. The calling has gone out. Go to website address let's discover Burkina.com. Let's discover Burkina.com. You are invited to visit on the 22nd of February to the 8th of March 2027. We are a holiday destination. Many investment opportunities. We are family friendly. A great place just to relax. Go to website address let's discover Burkina.com. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso.
Yes!
Wow. I think you would agree with me that was an impressive dialogue. Visit Burkina Faso. Okay. If in doubt, ask questions. But this time, this trip has been officially sanctioned. It will be delivered. You'll get to know the people, see the facts on the ground, not what been filtered through these so-called international press vehicles. Okay. Visit Burkina Faso with me. Yes, you'll see me. Yeah, the motivator will be visiting Burkina Faso to enjoy the achievements of the land of the upright men and women. Praise be, praise be. So if in doubt, ask questions. I say again, if in doubt, ask questions. I'm truly enthralled at the idea of visiting Burkina Faso. Here we go. Let me put the details on the screen again. There you are. Discover Burkina Faso, the rising spirit. The website address, it's Let's Discover Burkina.com. As it sounds, no spaces. Let's Discover Burkina.com. There it is on the screen. You're invited to visit on the 22nd of February through to the 8th of March 2027. And of course, it is very much a holiday destination. Many, many investment opportunities. It's a family safe, family centric place to be. Let's discover Burkina Faso. Let's discover the Burkina Faso, the rising spirit in Africa. Oh yes, oh yes. Now, look, those of you who have other means of contacting this website, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put up the QR code just to help those of you who need that information. There you are. There, that's the QR code. In fact, I'll make a slight adjustment to this QR code, I think. How do I do this? There we go. That's the QR code. I wonder if I can just make it smaller for you. In fact, let me take it off. I'll take it off for a moment. I think we need to make a slight adjustment to it just to help the way. For those of you who use this this other system, and I'll do it one more time. There you go. Just remove that. I'm going to adjust the size for you. There you go. Make it easier for you. Those of you who need this, there you go. Make it smaller. There you are. Make it slightly smaller. Yeah, this is live, people. This is live. There you go. There you are. Use that QR code. That's the QR code. Get your phone, point at the screen, and that will take you directly to the website. Okay? That will take you directly to the website. If in doubt, ask questions, but the website should answer all of your questions. Praise God, Rastafari. Oh yes, the future is very much in our hands. It is very much in our hands. Praise God. Okay, there you are. What a powerful dialogue. Wembanyama, what a powerful man. A young man, I note again. A young man. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you. And we will continue to highlight this visit to Burkina Faso. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Okay? It is a place for us all to see the truth for ourselves. And for us to reclaim ourselves, yeah? Those of us in diaspora, more than 300 million or so, it is important that we get this right. Thank you, each and every one of you. Thank you for your time on that. Okay. And I need to move forward. Don't go away. Don't go away just yet. There are two other issues we need to tackle, because this is, of course, the Motivator Show. Okay. I now need to move to the island of Jamaica. I need to move there. And very recently, I saw on social media a video by the shadow finance spokesperson or minister, Julian Robinson. I had to look very carefully at what he described. If it's true what he described, it would be utterly and totally shocking. Utterly and totally shocking. Okay. I want you to watch this. I want you to watch this. Utterly and totally shocking.
I want to step back for a moment and give you the full picture of what the Auditor General found. Because when you see the complete story, it is even more troubling than each individual finding on its own. After Hurricane Melissa struck Jamaica, donations poured in from Jamaicans at home and abroad, from people across the world wanting to help. By the figures in this report, the ODPM received $1.4 billion in cash. $1,440 million. That's not a chicken feed. That's not a little bit of money. As of February 2026, do you know how much of that was spent? 26 million. That is 1.8%, less than 2% of the money spent. So 7 months after the hurricane, over 98% of the monies donated were sitting unspent. Now, think about that. People gave money, businesses donated, the diaspora wired funds, and all of it is sitting there unused while hurricane affected families are waiting. They're sleeping in cars, they're sleeping under tarpaulin, them not have no roof, them not have no home. Many of them, their businesses have been destroyed, and 98% of the money remains unused. On top of that, a financial services institution was holding 30% of the net donations to cover potential chargebacks. But 4 months after the hurricane, there was still no formal written agreement governing that arrangement. And bank statements confirming those funds were returned to the ODPM were never provided to the auditors. And then there's the National Disaster Fund under the Disaster Risk Management Act. The fund must be audited annually on a standalone basis. It must have its own bank account, and it must have proper annual reports. For 5 consecutive years, none of that happened. The fund has been quietly folded into ODPM general accounts and presented as a liability. What is going on? The Auditor General has laid this out plainly, and the government must now answer. Not with press releases, not with spin, not with promises, but with action, with proper documentation and real accountability to the Jamaican people who gave generously and deserve to know that their generosity has been honored. Jamaicans and donors deserve answers. It is simply scandalous that 7 months after a hurricane, 98% of monies donated have not been used when there is so much suffering in the country.
Yes, my blood boiled. But before my blood boiled, I had to investigate people. I had to investigate to ascertain whether or not the word here by Julian Robinson, MP, the finance spokesperson for the PNP party in Jamaica, is accurate. I investigated. I have to report every word uttered by Julian Robinson is correct. It is true. More than $1 billion was donated by Jamaicans and Friends of Jamaica in response to Hurricane Melissa. And the government of Jamaica has only been able to distribute 2% of that money, and people are living in absolute destitution. The level of incompetence of the JLP, the Jamaican Labour Party, this government, is quite shocking. Absolutely shocking. We heard from the I Commission here in London, encouraging Jamaicans to donate through the official sources. And this is how we have been rewarded. Many of you will recall, of course, here on Demotivatorshow, we've been supporting the initiatives of PNP UK, a charitable organisation devoted to upholding the reputations of Jamaica, lobbying where it's necessary on behalf of Jamaica, and most certainly supporting the people of Jamaica. Their initiative to build back better every public building across Jamaica. And they started with a basic school, a junior school, an infant school for babies, the most vulnerable members of our community. You recall, in each of our live episodes, I played the recording of appeal by this core principle. I hope you understand why we at the Motivators Show decided not to use the so-called official routes, but to use the route of a credible organisation here in Britain, who has delivered on the past, founded by Michael Manley, the former Prime Minister of Jamaica, built with people of the highest integrity, total commitment. And one of their undertaking that 100% of the finance supplied will go to those in greatest need. Hope you would allow me, therefore, to play just a moment or two a recording by a school principal. I hope you would agree that this school principal, her words, and the manner in which she delivers her impassioned plea is worthy of our support. Oh, no. Okay, we try again, shall we? We'll get it. We'll get her right. We get her school principals right because she's if we get that right. I may have to return to it. I may have to return to that particular recording. I'm sorry about that. We try one more time. We can get that right. No. Okay, we'll try and get it right for you. We'll get it right for you. We will bring on the screen shortly for you. But we want to ensure that it's clearly understood. It is clearly understood. The reason for these appeals is because there are times in which the people must use their power, must use their influence, their abilities to respond to emergency and not simply wait for others to give you instructions, but to recognize that we could do for self. And in doing so, we can and will transform the world. Okay? If in doubt, ask questions. That's what we say. If in doubt, ask questions. And I'm not able to bring that video to you on this occasion, but I will bring up, if I may, the appeal by PNP UK directly. And I think that would be far more important if I put that on the screen. And I know that PNP UK would appreciate this if I put it on the screen. PNP UK has appealed in response to the Hurricane Melissa. They have established the Hurricane Melissa Disaster Relief Fund. Okay. They guarantee that 100% of resources supplied will go directly to those on the ground. And they'll be in these studios to provide an update of progress to date. And if you are able to contribute, say again, 100% of resources raised will go directly to those in greatest needs. And if you can't provide some resource, here we go. Your donations could go to NatWest Bank, sort code 600802, account number 298-61233. And in the bank transfer reference, important to note, DRF Melissa. So it's clear of its intent. If in doubt, ask questions. But we can vouch for PNP UK as being devoted, completely committed to their cause. Thank you, PNP UK. Thank you, PNP UK. I want to, before we go, I did want to bring to your attention another one of our campaigns, a campaign that you will understand its importance. The people of Biafra. The people of Biafra, the Igbo people of Biafra, they seek greater autonomy, if not independent, but most certainly greater autonomy from the federal government of Nigeria, so that they can have greater control over their land, the wealth created from that land. They seek peace. They can create prosperity for all. The indigenous people of Biafra organizations who have been regular visitors here, led by Nancy Kano, who is currently being held captive by the Nigerian government. It is a deplorable situation. We wish to encourage greater support for the people of Biafra, for Igbo people across the world. We wish to support it. We wish to encourage the federal government of Nigeria to think again about how they're treating that part of Nigeria. We wish to positively encourage them to seek out peace for all peoples of Nigeria, so that prosperity can be shared much more evenly across the entire country. A country with more than 230 million people has a great future, but that future is greatly enhanced if the federal government promotes peace and prosperity for all. And that does mean giving greater autonomy to those indigenous peoples of Biafra. What we want to do here is as follows: encourage you to attend an event. If you're here in London, here in Britain or in London, here is an event we wish to encourage you to attend. Here we go.
Welcome all to the 2026 May 30th Memorial Ceremony in London. Saturday, May 30th at the Parliament Square Gardens from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. May 30th Biafran Heroes and Heroines Remembrance Day is for all lovers of freedom. You are cordially invited to the Requiem Rites and Reflections on Biafra Independence Declaration and her peaceful restoration. Please join us.
I think you would all agree that is a worthy event to attend. And if you can attend on the 30th, we would positively encourage you. In unity is strength. In unity is strength. But of course, to solidify that unity, we need to create wealth amongst the people. Okay, you recall a prior guest here on Demotivatorshow, Dr. Carlton Brown. Okay, his important seminal work, The Race Paradox. Our organization fell on this subject. But of course, he is the founder and organizer of the Black Business Entrepreneurs Conference. We here at the Motivator Show wish to continue to encourage Africans from across the world, from Africa, the Caribbean, and beyond, to come to London and attend this event. This is where you'll see opportunities for business growth, meet new contacts, new networks. Yeah? If you wish to found a business, this is the place to come to meet those who have the resources, investors and bankers. This is the place to go. If in doubt, ask questions. And let me put it up on the screen for you. There you are.
This is your moment. Don't let it pass. The UK Black Business Entrepreneur Conference 2026. NatWest Conference Centre, Bishopsgate, London, 8th July. Come and hear from world-class speakers and renowned entrepreneurs. If you've been thinking about starting, growing, or taking your business seriously, this is where it happens. Learn how to build and scale globally. Unlock innovation and tech to move faster. Get in the room with people who are actually doing it. No more waiting. No more watching from the sidelines. 70% sold out. The room is filling fast. Secure your seat now. www.thebbec.com. Eventbrite.
We are building a future that is not just sustainable, but truly extraordinary.
Be in the room or hear about it late. This is your moment.
An important event. If you didn't catch all the details, this is recording. Please just replay the recording. It is an important event. Wealth creation within the African communities is a fundamental part of the growth of all of our communities. Okay, we cordially invite you to that event. It is a must-attend event. Praise be, Dr. Carlton Brown. Keep up those outstanding works. Keep up those outstanding works. Another of our past contributors and a truly inspired woman. Okay, you recall Jelly Chinyere. Okay, you recall She, of course, inspired us with our knowledge of African history, culture, and tradition, the role of the jelly to the spoken oral tradition, yeah, to remind us of who we are, who we can be, who we will be. Yeah, she is truly an inspired human being. I have not a problem, no hesitation in recommending her to you. And if you didn't watch that particular episode, I'll put it in details in the chat section of this episode. Go directly. I recommend. It is required watching. She was indeed a truly inspired contributor to the Motivator Show. And of course, I'm going to bring up the details that you need. There you are. This is the Storytelling Festival. We inspire vision with the oral tradition on the 23rd to the 28th of July, 2026. Okay. If you wish to attend this event, and we absolutely recommend that you attend, the email address, it's shanti-chi.com, or go to website address. It might be easier for you. Website address, it's www.shanti, SHANTI-chi.com. We have no problem, no hesitation in recommending this event. This will be an event that the motivator will be present at. You'll see me. I might even get my hands dirty. Who knows? It is a go-to event. And those of you who like the QR code, there you are. We put the QR code on the screen for you as well. There you are. There you are. Just focus your phone camera on it and it will take you directly to the website. If in doubt, ask questions, and together we will transform the world. Well done, well done, well done. And if I may, I know this is the way the format for today's show is somewhat different from usual, but we need to change things up ever so often. Many of you have been sitting down and listening and watching for a very long time. We're concerned about you. As you know, the Motivator shows what our purpose, our reason for being, is to provide good quality information so you could make good decisions. Being aware of our health condition is as much a philosophy as being aware of what is happening around you. It is serious, our health and well-being. I'm reminded, of course, by the words of the current Vice-Chancellor of the Universities of the West Indies. Okay, I want you to listen to his absolute words. Okay, and I hope this works. I want you to listen to his words. Okay, it is very disturbing what he has to say about the prevalence of diabetes among people from the Caribbean. Okay, it is very disturbing, and I know for some people, you want to turn off and turn away and not face it. And I get it. I completely understand. But I ask you not to do that. Please listen to his words.
We have 60% of the black people in the Caribbean over the age of 60 have hypertension or diabetes or both. Now, if you take the single criterion of chronic diseases, hypertension, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, if you take that simple criterion, the black people in the Caribbean are the unhealthiest people on the planet. And you have to understand that. On the one hand, we are watching Usain Bolt and we're watching the Caribbean athletes. We're watching the Caribbean with an image of being the most athletic people on the planet. But beneath that image of these super sportsmen and women is the hard reality that we are now the sickest people on the planet. In every black family in the Caribbean, hypertension and diabetes is endemic and congenital. In my family, almost everybody over 60 has hypertension and diabetes.
Wow. He said it. Yep, that's his voice, that's him. Can you imagine every member of his family, either diabetes or high blood pressure? 60%. That's epidemic levels. And it's not being discussed. It's not being taken seriously. This is the Motivator Show, so therefore we are obliged to bring it to your attention and to encourage you to think carefully about your health and well-being, and not to allow you to leave us without considering your health and well-being. Our tradition here is to encourage you to exercise. Okay, I want you to watch this episode, this short VD of a group of people come together in common aim and common purpose, understanding they work together, they stay healthier together, they create kinship together, friendship together. And in doing so, they can transform their health prospects. Because we all just need someone else to work with in order to exercise well. Yeah? How about that? Huh? How about that? How about that? Am I right? Watch this video where people have come together in common aim and common purpose. That's right. They've come together in common aim and common purpose. They've agreed to exercise together. That's right. They've pooled their resources and now they're exercising together. This could be you. This could be you. And together, you can transform your health prospects. That's right. This could be you exercising together with your family members, your friends, your neighbors. Exercising together. Exercise is good. That's right. Vitally important. There you are. That's right. This could be you. That's right. Notice they brought their children as well. Their children are in the room. Yes. Their children watching mum and dad exercise. So take those ideas into their adulthood and incorporate it as part of their normal activity. That's the way. In unity and strength. Exercise is good. Exercise. Think carefully about your food. That's right. Made sense, doesn't it? They pool their resources to come together in common aim and common purpose, understanding their highest wealth is indeed your health. That's the highest wealth that we all have. I also want you to listen to the words of the Principal Public Health Director here in London. I want you to listen to his common sense advice. Okay? It's difficult to contest it. He's devoted his entire life to our health and well-being. And he distilled his professional skills into few words, as all good teachers, all good professors are able to do. Listen to the words of Professor Kevin Fenton, Public Health Director for London. Professor Kevin Fenton says, I'm a public health director. Here are 5 things you can do to improve your health. 1. Mindful and balanced eating. Nourish wisely. Eat whole, balanced meals with awareness to support energy and well-being. 2. Get outside. Be with nature. Time outside reduces stress, improves mood, and strengthens your connection to the world. 3. Stay curious, stay engaged, explore new interests, keep your mind sharp, build social contacts, and boost your happiness. 4. Get active. Move it or lose it. Move daily, lift weight, and do cardio. Exercise, improve physical, mental, mood, and energy. 5. Prioritize rest and sleep. Disconnect. Rest. Quality sleep supports mental clarity, emotional balance, and overall health. Simple words, huh? Simple words. If you could implement those words, it will be transformative. But remember, don't do it by yourself. Get your loved ones, get those you trust, you respect, and work with them and think and talk about your health. And together we can transform the health prospects for you, your family, and those you respect. The group I mentioned earlier on, would you like to reach out to them? Would you like to join with them and exercise together? Why not? Here we are. I'm going to put their details on the screen. There you are. Let me put their details on the screen. There you are. They're called, of course, Countdown Health and Wellbeing these days. They meet every Monday and Wednesday between 6:30 to 8 p.m. They're based at 12 Tatum Street, Tatum Street, based here in London, and postcode SE17 1TN. Their email address is countdown0405@gmail.com. Telephone number, if you're in the UK, it's 07960 803 588. I commend the work of people who've come together in common aim and common purpose. Our health is our highest wealth. I think you would agree. I think you would agree. Well done. Well done to each and every one of you who's heard these messages, understood their importance, and please share this message with your friends, your neighbors, with your networks. Send them links to the Motivator Show. Help us to grow our audience, and together we will transform the world. If in doubt, ask questions. If in doubt, ask questions. And before I leave you, I want to return to the opportunity presented by the peoples of Burkina Faso. It's an incredibly important step forward for us of the diaspora who've been away from the continent, our source for generations. It is an opportunity for us to return with pride and take what we have and to help to build. To appreciate the culture, the wisdom you heard when Pena speak to us earlier. Powerful testament, a powerful testament. If in doubt, ask questions. Okay? So I'm going to put it up on the screen again, but I say to people, please do not fear. Do not succumb to the propaganda that we are fed regularly. Do not succumb to it. Be right and upstanding. Be right and upstanding. I say again, be right and upstanding. And if in doubt, ask questions. I'm just going to put it up on the screen, but what I'm going to do beforehand, I'm going to think carefully, because obviously some people are concerned. And I know that. Ask questions. Get the truth. Don't let fear guide your action. Be courageous. Overcome the propaganda that we're all exposed to. There you are. We're invited to discover Burkina Faso, Africa's rising spirit. Go to website address letsdiscoverburkina.com. You're invited to visit on the 22nd of February to the 8th of March. It is a holiday destination. There are many, many investment opportunities. It most certainly is family friendly. A place where you can relax and let your hair down and be your true self. Let's discover Burkina.com. Go there, get the information, register your interest, and we together will visit Burkina Faso. Praise be, it is and will be a wonderful adventure. A wonderful adventure. Okay. So before I leave you, I want to just play this very short video. Okay, very short video. But the words you will understand. The term Amandla was used by that great man, the man from South Africa. Okay. I wonder if you can guess who that was. Yes, Mandela. I want you to hear his call, how it resonated with millions, tens of millions of Africans around the world, how it moved them in ways that were truly fundamental. I want you to hear the call and respond emotionally. Here we are.
Amansa! 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 Amansa!